I have been saying this a lot. Hello, everybody. Welcome to DG360. I have been saying this for the past month. When it comes to Star Citizen and what it promises to be, there is no second best. There is nobody out there trying to attempt to do what Star Citizen is doing. Creating tech, pioneering tech called dynamic server meshing, stepping in that arena. I would say Cloud Imperium is the first at it, which if they accomplish it, will be mind-blowing for the entire gaming world. If you're a gamer, you're cheering for it. You want it. I don't know how you couldn't want that as a gamer. And I've been saying repetitively for the past month and a half, show me somebody that's doing what Cloud Imperium's doing with Star Citizen. We had somebody here said, well, we found one, DG, Starship Simulator. Looked good. I like the vibes. I like the feels, but we watched it. You know, I didn't think it was the scope of Star Citizen. There was a lot of people that agreed with me. I would say the majority of people agreed with me, and I know my audience is probably biased because they watched Star Citizen with me, okay? But for the most part, if you rationally looked at the project, while it was amazing, Starship Simulator looked very fun, was not the scale of Star Citizen, okay? So we determined that Starship Simulator did not encompass the scale of Star Citizen. While it had cool graphics, great game mechanics for managing your ship, it was not. And other people agreed. And first off, Expat Brat, who I love, said, DG, we should try it. I would love that. Expat Brat, we should. That would be fun. But Norak says, how people say this is basically the same thing forces me to wonder how they made it through life. Their powers of observation could it be more questionable? Yes. Now, I wouldn't put it that way because that's a little bit blunt. And, you know, but hey, I agree with the sentiment. I would just put it a little bit nicer, right? So, yes, Norak, I understand. Now, we're starting to get more people coming up and stepping up and saying, here could be a title that is comparable to Star Citizen and the project and what it is promising. So here we got a dude named JTL1043 says, there's one title just announced days ago called For the Stars. It looks interesting and could be similar to Star Citizen. Just guessing, not much info though. So we went to find some info. Let's see what For the Stars is about and let's check it out. That's how to grab me. That's how to grab me. First off, give me the chromatic, give me the white and the black with that. I mean, like you grab me by the cojones. Now I'm paying attention, okay? Good intro.
For the Stars is a survival MMO in space.
Okay.
You might call it an open universe sandbox game, with the focus being on exploration and scientific advancement. We're making this game for everybody, for people who love survival games like we do, people who are fascinated by science fiction and space and want to see what would happen, you know, in that proverbial what if. What if this capability to go into space was real and it was here and it was now? How would it be different from what we expect space to be like? And I want people who want to explore that question to be able to join us on this journey. Survival is the core of Snail Games' pedigree. It's what we've spent so much time working on, so we know that genre really well. And ultimately, a lot of this has been coming to this culmination of a point where we can get what we think is the ultimate.
I'm being assaulted, not in a good way, by different types of graphics. First off, the graphics look kind of rough, and then the graphics look kind of amazing. So it's kind of cycling back and forth between my expectations as I'm watching just this intro. We do have another video to watch that gets a little bit more in depth, just so you guys know. So far, so good. Really good introduction video. Very well produced, very well edited, great music. So far, it's capturing me, but I'm still questioning, you know, the actual scope. I like that it's focusing on survival-based mechanics. So far, digging it.
ultimate survival game. We have been working on some pretty interesting technologies to support what we're trying to accomplish. But we've actually taken a couple risks here. One of the areas that we're taking a risk in is trying to take voxel technology, which allows complete world building from the core of a planet out. We're going to have some planets that you can dig all the way through. Given that we're
I'm in. That's good. That's like a dual universe kind of thing going on there. That's cool. That's cool.
A realism art style. That's a really hard ask. It's something that other people haven't done in this genre before.
And the art style being more realistic than a dual universe, and they're going to experiment with voxels and building and digging. Okay. I'm smelling something good here. Right, Retro? Retro says that's cool. Okay. What do you all think so far?
Core mechanics of the game really revolve first around exploration, going out and finding all these planets, seeing what sorts of unique resources they have, but also what challenges you're going to need to overcome. And, to do that, you've got to plan for it. In addition to that, we also have research and crafting, the ability to take things that you find on one planet and craft and research different.
Okay, character modeling looked decent. Now I don't know as far how deep this goes, but we're gonna keep researching this. So far, so good, man. Crafting, going to other planets, being able to do something, science, mechanics.
Things that you find on one planet.
See your fingers.
And craft and research different solutions that are nothing like what you would find on another planet. One of the great stories we want to explore here is what is different about humanity once we have the capability of expanding to other parts of the universe. How is that going to change our identity?
Okay, I mean, interesting. It kind of had like a city builder feel at first, and then it kind of advanced into like more of a third person-ish kind of vibe. Explorer-based mechanics, very smart that they're going to get into that. Let's check out what Obsidian Ant's take on this is. And I'm not quite sure how far this project is, but I will research it some more. And next week we'll maybe do a little bit more. But I am very intrigued. I'm very intrigued about this. I don't know at what stage of the project they're at, how many people are involved in this. So these are little tidbits of information I will gather. Blam says, sounds like a better graphics Space Engineers. Yes, or like a better graphics Dual Universe. Maybe a combination of Space Engineers and Dual Universe would be nice. I would love it if there was some economic gameplay as well. Probably not. It sounds a little bit more survival exploration based, but I think the more types of game mechanics they could put into this, then yes, maybe. It doesn't sound like there's going to be any fighting, which is a negative for me because I love explosions and fighting, but I don't know yet. But from that kind of intro video, I feel like that may be missing. So that might kind of throw me back a little bit if I can't fight with other people. I don't know if this is set in an MMO world. If it's set in an MMO world, wonderful. If it's not set in an MMO world, then no, it's not anywhere close to Star Citizen. So these are questions that I have that I wish were answered on the original video. It looks like it might just be a single play game. Not quite sure. Let's keep going and see if we get any more information as we watch this.
Every so often, a brand new space game comes along that claims to do everything.
See, this is the part where I thought it looked like a city builder almost, the way I'm seeing construction here. Thank you, Box. How you doing, Nick? Good to see you. 13 months, man. Thank you, like a boss.
For the Stars is not quite that type of game. It certainly appears to be a very ambitious title. Now, the goal here is to explore space in a spaceship and discover a variety of different planets. When you discover these planets, you'll be able to settle on them and build your bases. The developers themselves build the game on their press release as a new space-themed survival sandbox MMO. And when it comes to these types of games, the company certainly does have some experience. The company is Snail Games USA, and they are the publishers of a variety of well-known survival games, including Ark Survival Ascended, as well as
they did Ark? Okay.
A bunch of other games that you can see listed on the screen right here. So right now, very little is known about the game itself, and this includes some of the pretty major features. We know, for example, that you will indeed have a spaceship.
It is an MMO? Where did you get that information? Or did I miss Obsidian Ant saying that, Diva? Diva says it is an MMO, so will there be PvP? Is it an MMO? Is that confirmed? Did I miss Obsidian Ant saying that? I did miss Obsidian Ant saying that. He's got those smooth dulcimer tones, you know. Okay, MMO. Holy shit.
Yes, sir. You're not gonna hit me. Yes.
Holy shit. I mean, like, what are we talking about here? This is looking pretty good. I don't think there's going to be PvP, though, so I don't know how far out we're going to go, like how much we can explore. But so far, yeah. Oh, Sandbox MMO. Okay, great. I must have missed that. Sorry. He's got those smooth tones. Sometimes you just like I get relaxed when I listen to Obsidian, and it's no wonder why he's got as many subscribers as he has. If I talk like this, I would have definitely more subscribers.
Ship, and that you'll be able to use this spaceship to explore the stars and discover other planets. But just how far that goes, whether or not you'll have a freeform flight in space, is a question that hasn't even been answered. It hasn't even yet been touched on. That said, on the games.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Nick, aka Box Swapper, says it has some potential, but they may be hindered by the Unreal Engine when they try to scale it. Very, very interesting commentary. Well, hello, DY. Good to see you here.
Steam page, it does say this about spacecraft. Design and build your own spacecraft to travel between planets. Each ship can be tailored to your specific needs using resources and technology you have found, whether it's for combat, exploration, or resource gathering. So
spicy. This is like an upgraded Dual Universe, man. And God knows I love Dual Universe until NovaCorp completely ruined it because their CEO left. And after the CEO left of NovaCorp, completely took out the heart of the project. And then they did not have the funding because they had a subscription-based model, which that rarely ever works. So no, that was sad what NovaCorp did to Dual Universe. I had such a good time playing Dual Universe with a lot of the people here in this community. I know Aries, old school member, and Fetz, old school member. I think they're still playing to this day. They just asked me for blueprints on one of my constructions. And I was like, dude, I don't have a subscription anymore. And they were so sad. I was like, well, maybe I'll just get it for a month so I can get you guys the blueprints too. Because I spent a month and a half building this completely amazing structure. If in fact you can get a more detailed, higher fidelity build from this game and it's voxel based, holy shit, that's awesome. So far, I'm loving this. Who was the gentleman that suggested this? Hold on one second. JTL1043. Let's hear it for him. Way to go, dude. Let's learn some more about this.
So that does seem to suggest that ships do have multiple functions and multiple roles. Also under the same heading here of spacecraft, they say dynamic combat. Engage in fast-paced combat using both futuristic weapons and special abilities with alien origins. Customize your arsenal for counterplay against hostile alien creatures, enemy players, and other threats. So not quite.
I like where they're going with this. We don't know the details of this, but I like that the developer is putting their mind towards actual combat with other players and AI. No, link that up, Backspace. I did not see that. First off, wow. I mean, like, this definitely grabbed me. So I can tell you probably are not going to be able to sit in the cockpit. Or maybe, I mean, if you're building these ships, I mean, I'd imagine you could walk around in them if you're building them, unless it's like third person, you know, and you're controlling them like an RTS. I don't know.
Sure whether that actually directly applies to spacecraft or just is a general gameplay mechanic for the whole game, but it does come under the spacecraft heading on Steam. So yeah, obviously there's a lot more to the game, but me being heavily focused on space games and this being a space game focused YouTube channel, really wanted to talk about the spaceship aspect of this first. Now, the other parts of the game is that, yeah, it's very much about the planets that you can arrive on, and it seems there's going to be quite a lot of these, and hopefully there's going to be quite a variety of different biomes and other environments that you can discover. Some of these look pretty nice. Although the only footage we have seen so far, it seems, is pre-rendered and effectively concept art. Regarding the game itself then, Steam says your mission is to establish thriving outposts on alien worlds, harness their unique traits and unlock advanced technologies, conquer the challenges of hostile biomes, forge alliances, and build a legacy that spans the galaxy.
DY says, is it just me or are there more new space games recently than before? And I can tell you that has primarily to do with Star Citizen. I mean, look at the money that Star Citizen has pulled in. We're at the 800 million mark. And, you know, people are like, oh, shit, is there that much interest in sci-fi based games? Oh, yeah. OK, let me try this. I think that's why you're seeing a lot more DY.
So the developers have gone all out to pretty much hammer home the point that each planet you visit offers unique challenges and rewards with distinct ecosystems. Again, that is coming from the Steam page. Like I say, not a huge amount of information on this, but this was announced yesterday, so I think a lot of you out there would like to be made aware of the information that we do currently have. So it seems to be linking a variety of different gameplay elements together. The idea of exploration in spaceships, the discovery of different planets with a variety of different biomes on them, and then the idea of building your own colony or bases. In many ways, this is the typical survival sandbox gameplay cycle, the same gameplay loop we've seen many times over. The only difference here is that it's taken up a notch to a slightly different scale, maybe something similar to what we've seen with No Man's Sky, at least in the idea of using spaceships to get from planet to planet and then building a variety of bases on different planets. It seems that multiplayer is also going to be quite a large part of this game. Again, reading from Steam, team up with friends or make new allies as you explore the galaxy together in a persistent multiplayer universe.
Wow.
Collaborate on building projects, share discoveries.
Persistent. Ooh, these are all the words I like to hear.
And tackle challenges as a united front. Choose to enter contested regions to fight other players for control of the galaxy. And
ooh, wait a second. Okay. This is checking all the boxes so far, man. I'm telling you, this is checking all the boxes so far. It sounds good, right? This is the very beginning. You're talking about a developer that's already created a very successful title, by the way. So it is nice to know that there's like some experience behind this. And I don't think these are false promises. So, you know, the intent is going to be good. They've had games that have made it before, so that's definitely positive as well. And
on that note, the publishers have said that whilst this is a sandbox survival game, they kind of want to have elements in it of the grander 4X strategy game. So it's certainly an interesting concept overall. Although, personally, I do wonder whether or not there's a few too many survival games out there at this point.
Never.
That said, it's clear they are popular, and that's certainly the sort of game that a lot of people seem to enjoy.
Yes.
Now, the developers have been working on this game for around about 3 years at this point, so...
3. Okay, good. This is why I love Obsidian Ant. Given all the details he knows, man, 3 years. Okay, we're 3 years in on this. How did I never hear about this? This is insane.
While into the project, unfortunately at the moment there's no release date, and on top of that, very little in the way of footage, just what we've seen in this video, and that's just a few minutes at best, hence you're seeing it loop around quite a lot. Also, a bunch of screenshots here. Either way, looking forward to seeing more on this title. It could certainly turn out to be a pretty interesting game. Fingers crossed that space is a major focus of this title, because, you know, we never have too many space games.
That's right.
So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching it. There's another video on the screen right here if you want to check that one.
I am going to definitely do a little bit more digging and research on this title. It is exciting to me. And, you know, as far as scale, though, I don't know yet. I don't know. And that's exactly what JTL said. You know, just there's not too much info on this, which is perfect because I love to take some time to research things that aren't really readily available out there. I will do some digging for you, JTL, and we will get to the bottom of this. So this is still pending. This is still in the pending file as far as if we think this is the scale of Star Citizen, but it looks pretty damn promising. So way to go, JTL. Way to go. I will mention it from now on in future commentaries when I'm talking about there is no comparison, and I will definitely give an honorable mention for the stars. Way to go. This is why I've been saying it. I want to see what else is out there that actually has this kind of level of scope that Star Citizen and the developers of it try to attain the level of excellence that we all want in a sandbox MMO. And boom, here we go. So we actually may have a contender here. All right, JTO, cool.